Hey everybody, Logan here. Today, I'm finally covering it. Well, sort of. Turtle Beach has released their new line of formerly PDP controllers for the Nintendo Switch 2. So I've actually covered this controller for the Switch when it originally came out and even the Xbox version, but now it's enhanced for the Switch 2. Turtle Beach has released 3 of PDP's former controllers since, well, they've acquired PDP. There was the standard wireless controller, there was the Afterglow Wave, and then the standard Afterglow. Today, I've got the Afterglow. I haven't been able to get my hands on the other variations, so we're just going to take a look at this one. Now, there's also wired versions for half the price. Yes, $65 for these, rather pricey, but if you want the wired versions, they are literally 30 bucks a piece. So you might want to go for those if you don't mind not having a wireless controller or just want to save half the money and get maybe 2 controllers if you need it and still have Switch 2 compatibility. As you can see, it's Switch 2. So let's open this, test it with Switch 2, see if it's any good, and maybe, just maybe, if it is any good, I'll compare it with the PowerA. Here we go, the Afterglow. Now, the one that really blew up on my channel was when I unboxed and tested the original Afterglow, but the Afterglow Wave. So, if you want to see the new version of the Afterglow Wave for the Switch 2, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn that bell on for notifications. So as soon as I get my hands on that one, I will be reviewing that. Now that one comes in a couple different colors. It's black, white, purple, and blue. I'm looking for the blue or black. But right now we have the standard Afterglow, which is a translucent, completely clear shell that lights up. We've seen these for, it feels like decades now, for different Nintendo and Xbox platforms. I think they even made these back in the day for the PS2. So they've been making these for quite some time. But like I said in the intro, this is now Turtle Beach. They acquired PDP. If I'm not mistaken, PDP stood for Performance Design Products, but now it is solely owned by Turtle Beach. So they are taking a crack at the wireless controller market that has pretty much been dominated by PowerA for the Switch 2 up to this point. So we definitely want to see how good these are, and no matter what, in a future video I will be comparing this with the PowerA versions to tell you which one's definitely more worth your money. This one has RGB customizable lights. You can see all this is going to light up. We have wireless rechargeability. TMR thumbsticks are the big selling point here. No one expected TMR sticks. That's why a lot of people are speculating this has a much higher price point than some others. And you also have motion control. Keep in mind, there's no rumble, and there's no wake, and there's no NFC. Nintendo, for some reason, doesn't allow third-party officially licensed companies to add those in. They want you to basically, hey, if you want the full experience for your Switch 2, you gotta go first party, is what it is. But this will save you quite a bit of money. Now, if you look at the back, you've got C button, TMR thumbsticks, fully customizable lighting, 2 mappable flappy paddles on the back, and that's pretty much it. You can see it's going to be lit up depending on the color you want the controller. So how about we open this bad boy. There we are, and what an odd unboxing experience. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was, but it said pull the tab, and I did, and okay. So this does have a little bit of weight to it. You can see they actually added weights here to keep it from being too light. They still use that super high gloss body. Oh, you can see the battery back there. Oh, wow, they really put on these plastic things to protect. Come on. Come on, there we go. Ah, it's sticky. I'll tell you what doesn't feel any different than a standard Switch 1 Afterglow. Doesn't feel any different, but you got the Turtle Beach logo. Do these things still pop off? Yeah, they do. Still not sure why they do that because it just feels weird, but you can put your fingers there. That's for the information. I guess this would be, you still don't need that to take it apart. Ah, you got a little reset button back in there. I think that's how that is. So that looks like the only thing. That's going to be the controller reset. That's about it. So you plug this back in there. Standard. Do we have any lights? Need more power. No power. So you got C, minus, plus, home, capture. Interesting up there. So you're probably not going to get any lighting until you hook it up to the Switch. It seems like that's what a lot of controllers are doing. Once you connect it to the Switch, then you get all the lights. You see, we do have some power, so that's good. So we are going to connect this to the Switch 2 and test it out. Right now, just right out of the box, first impressions. Okay, odd unboxing experience. Not the longest cable. This is not going to be for gameplay. This is simply just for charging. It's really short. It feels good in the hand. It's ultra glossy, so if you have a problem with the fingerprints and the gloss, you're going to want to pass on this one. Probably go with the standard wireless one. They're all the same price. They're all starting at $64.99. Hopefully you don't get overcharged. They're using the same stick caps like PDP always has. They should have taken a cue from PowerA and changed it up because those aren't that comfortable. PowerA's original ones weren't comfortable. They changed it up. The new one's much, much better. They should have done the same thing here. The buttons are all right. D-pad's a little small. It's okay. It actually feels better. I'm a little hesitant because of how poor the new Xbox versions of the PDP controllers were. So I'm still a little skeptical, but it looks nice. Right out of the box, it looks nice. It feels all right. Feels pretty good quality in the hand. The only thing we could do is connect it to the Switch 2, find out. Okay, so we got the Switch 2 here, we got the controller, so let's try to sync right away. Right away, that is great. Does come up as a Switch 2 Pro controller, so that is fantastic. Alrighty, so that's a little interesting. You have to hold this button. I wanted to see if I could figure it out, if my brain was still sharp as it used to be. But yes, you hold this button and then press left or right on the D-pad to just change your colors depending on which one you want. So you just keep going. Red. We've got a lot of red going on here, so let's do some blue. So not too shabby. I'll actually turn the light off after we test it out, see what it looks like fully lit. But here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 light bulbs on the front and none on the back. So 4 light bulbs. Okay, so we are going to test it out on Mario Kart, of course, because why not? Going to free roam. responsiveness is nice. Sticks are actually very responsive. Very impressed on that. Compared to their previous outings, this is a good one. Should I just chase him? Whee! Come on. Okay. So it feels really nice. The buttons are responsive. It actually is much better than I expected. And well, there's one other game I want to test it on just because I need to know how good the D-pad is. So let's try that next. All right, so we're testing it on Cosmic Invasion, one of my new favorite beat 'em ups. I usually test everything on Shredder's Revenge when it comes to the D-pad, but this is my new go-to. Fantastic. Honestly, that D-pad is great. The buttons are extremely responsive. That is one thing I've noticed. If you're going to get some input delay, you will notice it on this style of beat 'em up. I don't know who at Turtle Beach decided to make the Xbox ones, but it feels like it's a completely different team that worked on the Switch because this is a great controller. Yes, you are missing those aspects of rumble, NFC, and console wake, but it feels great. I mean, those sticks are nice. Can you find something else for less? Yes, that has rumble, but this is officially licensed. It has the C button. You know, Nintendo gave the nod to it, gave it thumbs up, and well, I have to as well. That's a good controller. But you know what's more important than anything else? How it looks lit up in the dark. Let's do that. Here we go. So I initially recorded this. This is the second version of this because what was weird, the colors from this and the neon sign hanging in my game room just caused the camera and the video to go all wonky. So that was strange, something I'd never seen before. It caused like a blue halo around everything. It was the strangest thing I have ever seen. And I've recorded many of RGB style controllers, and that was weird. So I'm hoping, as I'm watching it, it isn't doing it, but it did it in processing. So after the video was saved, it processed that way. It was the strangest thing. So I don't have it in pitch black darkness because that's what it originally was, and I think that had something to do with it. But this is what the controller looks like. So let's change some of the colors up. As you can see, you can go back and forth and just hold it, pick whatever you want. And depending on the color you're picking, it's extremely bright compared to some of the others. And how it lights up the controller. Now, don't be fooled by the camera. The camera makes it look a lot cooler than it is, especially on the seams of the controller and stuff like that. It bounces and the camera just picks it up and makes it look much better than what it actually looks like. So you can go back and forth between whatever you want. You got the blues, the purples, the reds, the oranges, the yellow, and green, and all the hues in between. That's it, back and forth. So depending on what color you like the best, I think it looks pretty nice. Is it going to be distracting? It hasn't been thus far. Between the initial recording and the re-recording now, I have been using it. No distraction whatsoever. It's actually been a nice controller. I haven't come across any issues in terms of performance, latency, input delay, nothing, no issues. Not on the triggers, not on the sticks. It's actually been pretty nice. Again, I am pleasantly surprised by this Turtle Beach offering, considering how terrible the Xbox ones were. I think this is actually pretty solid. I do like it. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the Afterglow Wave and see how that performs. I think it's pretty much going to be the same, but instead of a stagnant light, you have the waves. Hence, the waves on the side, and they actually move and stuff like that, where this is a static color depending on which one you want. So change it, so on and so forth. Yep, so you do have that option, but otherwise, after a couple days of use, this is pretty good. I will say I'm enjoying it so far. I don't think this is bad. I think the price is a little high. I'd say wait to see if you can get it on sale, unless you need one now and you don't want to pay that $90 for the official Nintendo first party Switch 2 Pro controller. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.